They will call you crazy, exaggerated, obsessed. And know what that means? That you are exactly where you need to be. Every person who turned the impossible into reality was at some point called insane, because the mediocre world doesn't understand. A mind that refuses to settle for anything less than victory, because most were trained to live within limits, while the victorious were trained to expand them. You don't need more opinions. You need conviction, the unshakable conviction that your vision is possible, even when nothing has proven it yet. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he lit up the world. Walt Disney was fired for lack of creativity. Henry Ford was ridiculed for believing he could bring a car to every citizen's home, but none of them needed approval. Because when your mind is obsessed with victory, external doubt becomes noise, and purpose your compass. Obsession is what separates those who try from those who conquer. It's what turns resistance into fuel. It's not about working harder. It's about burning inside. It's about waking up hungry and sleeping with a plan. It's about seeing defeat not as an end, but as an inevitable part of shaping excellence. If you want to win, stop seeking balance before achieving freedom. Stop wanting to be accepted by a system designed to keep you average. True power is born when you stop distracting yourself and start devoting yourself. Devote your mind, devote your days, devote your energy to something greater than comfort, because comfort never built legends. Look at any empire, look at any biography that inspires you. Behind it all was a man or woman who lived, breathed, and bled for an idea. That is obsession. That is the divine spark of someone who rejects smallness. Do you think it was luck? Do you think it was because they had resources? No, they had decision. The decision to persist when everything collapsed. The decision to move forward even without immediate results. The decision to become immortal in legacy, even if it costs sleepless nights, closed doors, and years of anonymity. And you? What are you waiting for? Approval from someone who has never built anything? Perfect timing that will never come? An obsessed mind doesn't wait. It creates. It shapes the future with every disciplined thought, every intentional visualization, every seemingly small act that at the right time becomes monumental. Mindset isn't just a pretty slogan, it's a battlefield, and every day you either advance or retreat. Either you command your thoughts or you're commanded by fear. Do you think the great ones wake up motivated? They wake up committed. They don't need inspiration. They have vision, and vision is what guides every action, every choice, every sacrifice. When you have a mind obsessed with victory, you don't run from pain, you use it. Pain becomes steel, pain becomes focus, pain becomes the reminder that you are growing. You won't be remembered for what you dreamed, but for what you executed. You won't be recognized for intentions, but for impact. And there is no impact without obsession, without being so committed to what you want that the world has no choice but to yield. You want wealth, real wealth. Then stop playing with success like it's a hobby. It's a way of life. It's the sum of choices made when no one is watching. It's the reflection of how capable you are of saying no to what's easy and yes to what's eternal. Success is passionate discipline, consistency without an audience, faith without proof, vision without evidence, and the obsessed mind. It sees the invisible. It feels destiny before it becomes visible to others. It works in silence until the sound of its results becomes deafening. You need to understand something. The difference between mediocrity and legendary status is not talent. It's hunger, the refusal to accept an ordinary life, the decision to live every day as if greatness were a duty, not an option. The average mind seeks comfort. The obsessed mind seeks transformation. The average mind fears failure. The obsessed mind uses it as fuel. The average mind thinks about quitting. The obsessed mind has no backup plan. And here's the truth. Nobody wants to face, you will fail, you will fall. You will be ignored, but that's just part of the initiation. It's the test for those worthy of winning. And if you endure, if you keep showing up, if you keep doing it even when no one sees. Visual climax. Light breaking through dense clouds. Then, the world will have no choice but to bow before your result, because the universe bows before the mind that does not quit. Reality is shaped by those who refuse to conform. And victory. Victory is reserved for the faith insane, for those who walk when no one else has strength left, for those who burn inside and blaze with purpose. New sequence. Drone flying away from the city to reveal a lone figure atop a mountain. You didn't come here to survive. You came here to mark your existence in time. You came here to leave footprints that can never be erased. And that demands a mind that doesn't get distracted. That doesn't sabotage itself. That doesn't give in. Contrast the fast-moving world versus a centered, unmoving person. Every day the world tries to convince you to be less intense, less determined, less bold. But you must be more disciplined, more resilient, more unshakable. Symbolic images, silence before victory, desert before oasis. Know why? Because life tests the great with silence. It delivers challenges before rewards. It wants to know, are you serious about this, or are you just bored? With your mediocrity, in close-up, determined eyes, tense jaw, palpable decision. If you want to change your life, you need to decide that no alternatives exist anymore. You need to cut off all escape routes. You need to become the kind of person who does what needs to be done, even without motivation, even without energy, even without guarantees. Sequence. People knocking on closed doors that eventually open. The great do not wait for opportunities. They become so good that opportunities have no choice but to knock on their door. They don't ask for permission. They claim space. They don't dream of freedom. They build freedom, drop by drop of sweat. Historical flashback. Andrew Carnegie working in poverty until reaching greatness. Do you think Andrew Carnegie waited for someone to hand him the key to success? He rose from rock bottom, worked until his mind became his greatest fortune. He was